Hey, welcome to fucking Ferrall and the fucking Prophet. We're recording this on Friday night. We should be recording it tomorrow morning, and I should be in fucking Chicago. But I got in my
God
car
damn, are
service
you
today
mad?
at noon. I took the motherfucking ride up to Newark Airport, and 1 fucking mile from the fucking airport, I get a little text on my phone. Bing, mechanical trouble. Your flight is canceled. And by the way, we don't have another fucking flight for you until 3:20 the following afternoon. So my driver turns around and we head back south, Scott, on Friday night on the Garden
Nightmare.
State Parkway in New Jersey. Guess what the fuck I hit? 3 hours of motherfucking
Beach.
traffic. 4 hours in the car. United Airlines, you can take the gerbil pellets out of my ass, stir them in your Starbucks, and have a mochaccino
Yeah.
on me. How you doing, Scott?
Yeah. I wanted to start by saying that, I've already abandoned that airline because you remember I went to Miami and I switched to LaGuardia and Delta. I'm now a
Yeah.
Delta flyer. I can't take United anymore because they suck dick and then they, rip you off. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I know
Yeah.
because you sit in first class all the time. I used to, but now that's out of control. That cost. So I sit in the extra space seats. And I just want you to know
But you're extra
there's no
large,
extra
so
fucking
that's not easy.
space. There's none. So that, like, here's my knee in my face in
Yeah.
extra space.
Right.
But on Delta,
Right.
they actually
Yeah.
have extra space.
Extra space?
Like it's
Yeah.
legit comfortable on Delta. And
Yeah. I can't fit my dick in extra space
yeah,
on
I've
United. I
switched.
me't. I know
I'm
exactly. It's
done
like,
with them.
fuck
And I'm going to
you,
say another thing here.
United.
Now, when
God
I
damn it,
listen,
Scott.
when I worked,
I like your glasses,
yeah,
buddy. You
because
look good.
you know that my boss,
You
my
look good.
boss, denied me for 6 years. He said, "Do not wear the clear Maui gyms because they reflect on television." So here's my
Uh,
dick on his chin.
yeah.
I'm gonna wear
Here's your
my
Maui
Maui
fuck.
gyms now on
You look good,
Ferrall and a
bro.
Prophet because these are badass glasses.
They look great. I switched over to some clear frames. I've got all kinds of this shit. I go to this place in this city, Scott. You probably know it's over on 7th Avenue, and it's Zeiss lenses. So Zeiss makes these great cinema cameras, lenses, and they make great photography lenses. But they also make lenses for glasses, and I'm an anal motherfucker. So I go there and I let them literally bleed me from the wrist to pay for
But
these things.
those
But I
are
love
like
them. I
those are
couldn't give a shit.
clears that you're wearing right now. So we both have
You bet,
clears
brother.
now. All I have to do is shave
Today.
my head and we'll be like twins.
Absolutely. I mean, twins like Arnold and Danny DeVito because of the height difference. But yeah,
So
we'll be
are you
twins.
having a wine? Because I did make a look, as you know, my favorite glass, the
Uh,
Ferrall beverage.
uh L'chaim, my
Yeah.
friend, to life. So, Scotty, let's move on a little bit. You sent me over some stuff, and one of them really caught my eye because out of all the murderers that you have chased down in your life that you've
Right.
talked about, I don't remember anybody getting arrested for videotaping themselves getting a haircut. What the fuck, partner? What
Wasn't
was
that
that?
great? The guy, I was impressed. I have to say. So he murdered a family, and like, didn't he? Like, he killed the. I think he killed the husband and the wife. Isn't
Yeah,
that what he
two of
did?
them.
It was a
Yep.
double murder. Killed
Yeah,
the husband, killed the
double
wife.
murder.
They had kids and everything else. So the guy, he killed them both.
He's a
And
fucking
then,
maniac. Yep.
just a strong effort on his part. I thought by, I've always said you like to get it clean, nice, and tight. And you go,
Yeah.
and when you get it,
Let the river run
when you
through it.
go and get it cleaned up, you have to keep it tight. So my man killed the husband and wife, and then he went down to Chuck's barber shop and got a haircut, and that's where they
Yeah.
arrested him. Like, they arrested him for
Yeah.
double murder, getting a haircut. He
Yeah.
had the whole thing on, he had
And he
he
got
had it all.
busted.
they had
They
the
took him
drape
out.
on him, and he
Yeah.
was good to go, getting cleaned up, and then they arrested him, and now he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. That's a
Right where he
but
fucking
that's a strong
belongs.
effort. Like some people, run and hide. Some people go to a safe house. Some go into the
Yeah.
woods and like try to live on the lamb. And then there's a guy
On the
that
yeah, yeah.
decides that he's gonna kill and butcher a husband and wife and go down and get a clip. I
Right.
mean, what's next?
Yeah.
Ice cream cone after that? Like a double dip, maybe a triple, maybe a banana split after he slaughters a family?
It's
I mean, you have to
ridiculous.
admit that
Yeah, I
was
got to tell you, Scott.
strong.
If Scott, it was absolutely insane. I will tell you this: if I ever commit, and I won't, but if I ever commit a heinous crime, I'm hanging out and hiding in a Jewish deli in Brooklyn because I want to be able to eat tongue, eat corned beef, do all those things, and hide among the Hasidic community where I think I'll
Crown
blend in
Heights.
perfectly. So that's my plan.
In Crown Heights. Now let's move on to our next
I've been there.
exciting story, which was Gilbert Arenas, who spent a little time in jail. Did you see when he got out of jail that
Gilbert.
he was at the like L.A.
Yeah.
County jail, and when he got out, he did like a full on coming down the stairs, a full on
Yep.
dance. He like did a hands dancing, hands in the air. He had it all going. He was partying, and then
Yeah.
I think he even said that they can't keep me down. The popo, they can't keep me in jail. I will not go to jail. And he was running. Let me get this straight. Illegal gambling poker rooms in Los Angeles
In
for
his house.
years.
In his house. Scott, in his fucking
Is that where he was
mansion.
doing it?
What was it? Like he was doing it in his fucking house. Scott, I
It's a
have one
strong
question for you.
effort.
Because you know the contracts that Gilbert Grape got along the way. He is a very
There's only one
wealthy
Gilbert
man.
Grape, the guy for the
Or
Mariners. This is Gilbert Arenas is Gilbert Guns. Remember he showed up at work
Gilbert
with
Guns, my
guns.
bad.
Gilbert Guns. Gilbert
Sure,
Grape is
yeah.
the pitcher for the
You're the worst.
Mariners.
My bad. Scott, I have a question for you. When you make that much money, because now, we're seeing so many of these guys. You brought it up yesterday, 2 days ago. The arrests that we're seeing, I think they're associated with gambling, bro. I think these guys are getting themselves in fucking deep with gambling, with sports betting, and they're just fucking
I
getting
think that
hammered. And I got to tell you, the feds love busting
if
them
they
up, bro.
were actually just going with the profits plays and elites and I think max plays and profit plays, I think that they wouldn't be
Max.
having these types of problems and shenanigans.
Bunch of dicks.
I
They're a
mean,
bunch of
honestly,
dicks. Scott, it's embarrassing though. I mean, they're all fucking, beyond belief rich, and like Marquise
have
Morris.
you ever gone to a
Marcus
illegal
Morris? What?
gambling den, or have you ever gone to a
Yes.
poker room
Yeah.
like a
Yes. I have a poker room. Yeah,
like the
in the
legal
city.
ones in the
Yeah.
city?
Yeah.
What are
Played.
they like?
Yeah, I played. No, I played high stakes. Yeah, I played high stakes in
And
Chelsea.
what was it
Yeah.
like?
We were playing. I mean, it was fucking. Every raise was a
Was
hundred,
it
five
like
hundred
Matt
dollars. It was
Damon
insane.
with
I'm
what was the guy's
kidding.
name?
This
Give
is
him
not
his
me.
fucking money.
No, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, it
Rounders.
is. And you know what? No, here's the thing. You would think it's like some badass thing. It's just a bunch of schlubs playing poker, dude. Don't get faked
Yeah,
out.
but
It's
they
just a
are
bunch of dudes
illegal,
playing
right? Like
poker.
they're a problem.
Well, you can't. I mean, right. And the only thing actually that's illegal about it, Scott, it's real simple. You can have your friends come over and play poker. There's nothing illegal about that. You can play poker. You can even gamble amongst your friends. You can't be the house and rake. You can't take points off every hand. You can't rake a
Do they
percentage
have
of the
hookers
take.
in there giving
That's
blowjobs and
illegal.
stuff?
No tunnel horse, Scotty. Unfortunately, that died around
That's
1997,
unfortunate.
sadly.
I really, because
Yeah,
I think
so
that would have
unfortunate.
been, I think that would have been terrific. Speaking
Oh,
of
please.
whores, I want to go to the
Yeah,
next guy, Shannon Sharp, your boy
sure.
Shay Shay, I think they call him. Shay Shay, he's like me. He got fired, but we knew that was coming because they pretty
Yeah.
much fired him a while ago after he was accused, of course, of rape. He settled
Yeah.
his rape lawsuit, which is a nice way of saying he did it.
Civil.
So he paid her
He
off.
did it.
He did
Yeah.
obviously do it and then paid her off. When you pay someone off in a civil lawsuit, you have admitted basically that you did it. Am I wrong? So they fired him at the Bristol ESPN. He's done there. You knew that when he got accused of
He's
rape, he
done
was
for good.
finished on that
He's done
first
for
take
good.
show, which was, that was all brothers on that show. And they
Yeah.
lost him. That didn't take long. How
It's
long was he at ESPN? He wasn't even there a year.
Yeah, here's the thing. Obviously, when you settle something like that, like you said, Scotty, he's guilty. But I start thinking to myself, you got
Right.
Ferrall here, 40 years in the industry, superstar radio dude, superstar TV, right? And you get whacked for having the number one rating on your
Right.
entire network. He
They
gets
prefer
whacked for
fat
rape.
people on that network. Like they just want fat, ugly
I'm the
people
one
that they don't have to pay, that nobody knows,
yeah.
that have no like career or track record or history or audience or anything. You just have to be fat and ugly, and if you're fat and ugly, they'll make you the face of the network, like Fatsos. It's the Fatso network.
Yep.
Here's one thing I learned a long time
Unbelievable.
ago, as you know, in television, because I lived in Hollywood and in LA, and I did my show there forever. I did a couple movies. I did a bunch of CSI Miami shows and everything else. One thing I learned on the set from like really big time directors, David Mamet and Don Tardino taught me a long time ago that we don't hire fat ugly people.
Scott, you know what? It's you have a choice in life. You can make a television show and you can do it with intensely obese people or not. I vote not. That's me. I'm in the
Listen,
not
I will
category. That's
starve
it. Sorry.
myself. I will. I have never taken the needle to the belly or to the arm, but I have. I will starve myself. I will go like without food fully, like
Hmm.
completely no food, like the you know. Um, Prison camp meals, like where they give them like maggots and dirt and rice. I will do that before I will let myself get fat. As you know, I put pictures of fat people on the treadmill when I run. So I run toward fat people
The
like
FR Papu.
religiously
Yeah, I
so
get
that
it.
I don't get fat.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you see me right now. I am almost literally perfect. You are perfect. I
Yeah.
work out.
I mean, you're
I
tight.
work
You're
out
tight.
every day, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
basketball. I swim
Yeah.
5,000 yards. I lift. I do ab work until I've had 6 hernias. I do ab work until all of my hernia scars tear and
Pop.
pop and tear
Pop.
and just
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
groin. I have a 3-inch scar under my nutsack of a hernia I had down there. I have them in my stomach. I have them in my belly. But I'll do anything to avoid being fat. My wife is so skinny. She's like a supermodel. Or she's anorexic. She's so hot and skinny. We don't believe in rules or in fat people. The only fat people we like are people that you know, bet on sports with the Prophet's picks that are fat. If you're fat and you're a member of our, profitable.tv, we're okay with you because you're making lots of
In fact, we
money
love
and then
you.
you'll be able
We
to
love you. Yeah, we
afford
love you.
the needle in the stomach
Yeah.
or, a
Yeah.
lap. When they put the band in you and give you the surgery and they close off your stomach, we're all for fat people that bet on Profits plays and profitable.tv. Anyone else that's fat, we hate you.
So, Scott, before the needle came out and became super fucking popular, I went to a local, actually, it was on 42nd Street. I went to a local medical
Rub and tug.
supply house, and it was run by those little Chinese guys. And I bought a liposuction machine. If I see that I'm even 2 pounds up over what I should be, I shove it up my ass and I suck
You
the
have
fat out of
zero
my
body
rectum.
fat. I've never seen anyone in my
Not
life with
much.
less fat than you. You have no
Not
body
much. Not
fat. Like
much.
you're a perfect
Yeah.
specimen
Yeah.
of like Spartan superiority, you would have been a
Yeah.
gladiator. There is no fat on your body whatsoever. Now I had like when I was 240, I had a gut like I looked like I was giving birth. But now, that I'm perfect and
Tightened
everything.
it up.
Now that I'm,
Right?
perfect,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. You can't talk with that belly anymore. You can't
I
do
mean,
that little fatty
I'm
thing you do.
perfect.
You can't
Like, so
do
I
it.
don't fucking
You
care. Now,
you
like,
jacked.
I did hit the Ruffles bag. I have voted that I have like I'll have them sporadically, like a handful of Ruffles,
Yeah.
not like the whole bag. I'll just eat a handful.
Yeah.
But I have voted today that based on having no money, that my employer took all my money from me. I had to make a decision. Do I want Ruffles or Pringles? And I asked 34C. I said,
Yeah.
how expensive are each long can of Pringles as opposed to a
Yeah.
giant bag of Ruffles? And she's like, I don't know. And I go,
Yeah.
well, look, it's important because I want you to
Yeah.
buy the one that's least
The best
expensive,
value
a value deal. So I
and
think
good
the
value.
bag of
Yeah.
Ruffles is
Sure.
actually, I think Ruffles are better to begin with. And sometimes you get a can of Pringles and that you can't taste the salt. Have you ever gotten a can of Pringles and there's no salt on them and you're like, what the fuck? And then you have to
Well,
eat like dry
yeah.
Pringles with no salt. Dry Pringles with no salt suck
Yeah.
dick. Ruffles never let you down. They're salty, they're greasy, they're good. Same with Lay's. I would put Ruffles, Lay's 1, 2, Pringles 3. Now, I prefer Pringles, but they're for rich people. Rich people buy specific cans of potato chips that are, a lot of them are cracked and everything, but Pringles are for rich people. Like bags of Ruffles and Lay's are for poor people like me. But I prefer, the better cost at this point, this juncture of my life now that people have fucked me and taken all my money. And I have to be careful because Mickey, I refuse to go into my savings and my retirement and all the years of hard work that I've spent saving for my future when I'm old and I want to be, golfing every day and fondling my nuts. I can't, spend that liquid cash on expensive potato chips.
Right. Capital expenditure on that. I will tell you that there's a super easy answer here. Pringles are molded out of Twinkies and then they put salt on them. So go with the other thing. Never do the Pringles
Oh,
can. Scott,
I
it
love
is
Twinkies.
cancer in a
Twinkies
can.
and ho hos are better than
You eat
sex.
that?
I would eat a ho ho and a Twinkie right
Oh,
now. Now I also know that Twinkies,
Jesus
when you take them out of the
Christ.
wrapper,
Oh,
they're like a stick of butter. They're so
uh,
greasy. They're like a stick of
dude.
butter.
Yeah, that they're not a food.
It's
If you, I
lard.
think if you actually, yeah, my brother Glenn was saying, the doctor was telling me that if you like you change one chemical compound in a Twinkie and it actually is plastic. Like that is
Does your
not something
brother
you should be
Ian
eating, bro.
talk to you since you fired him and fucked him over? Like, does he talk to you anymore, or does he watch the show? Because like I really liked Ian, and then you fucked him over, Gunner, Mafia.
Look at you. You look at Mr. Nice Guy.
Well,
Mr.
I
Nice
like those
Guy.
guys, and you fucked them all over. Do any of them talk to you anymore, or have any relations with you?
No, and that makes it honestly, it gives me the kind of runway, the room I want in my life not to talk to anybody but you. That's really, that's it. I do this show and then leave me the fuck alone. Hey, I want to talk a little bit, Scott, about Pharrell
Well, wait. I
5. We
mean,
got some
honestly,
action
you're
this
not done with
weekend.
the stories
Oh, I
yet.
want to get some
Can we at
action.
least get through the
You're
stories
not
before you do the
done?
gambling with the picks on Saturday and Sunday? Where I don't even have Sunday odds, but I'm going to make the picks anyway. Can I at least talk about Red Zone?
Yes,
Red
you
Zone has
can.
been bought by
Yes. $1
ESPN.
billion. How about that price tag, brother? 1
Does it mean
billion
it's still going to be on
plus.
TV on Sundays? Because that's the only channel I watch. I can't take the network
I
television
love Red
commercials
Zone.
during
I
NFL games.
love
I
it.
like the Red Zone where it's nonstop football for 7, 8 hours.
But dude, that price tag, just understand something now. Movies can't get made anymore, right? Like big budget doesn't
Right.
happen. All this shit. But when you go to the NFL partner and you have a property that's associated with the NFL, and first off, the red zone's just done really well. Scott, that amount of money is sick, bro. By the way, you should be hosting the red zone. That would be fucking a
Listen,
riot.
the thing
You should
is, they
do it.
love this guy, Scott Hansen. He is kind of,
He's
he's
actually
really
pretty
good.
good.
He's kind of a pussy, but he's really good at doing it. I won't deny that. So he's got like the greatest gig ever. And then they hired
He's
him to
good,
do
Scott.
like EA Sports. He does all the like, doesn't he do like the the video games now? He's like the voice of is
Dude, look at his net worth. Just look it
isn't he
up
the voice of the
on him.
NFL
Look at
on
his
like
net worth.
EA Sports, like the or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he
so.
is.
His contract, Scotty, I want to be his agent, bro. That dude is fucking roped with money. So yeah, absolutely enormous deal. What
Okay,
else
I
you got
have
for me?
two other things. One is
Good.
the World Series odds now as we go into
200. I saw
August,
it.
and I have bottom
Yep.
line Dodgers, yeah, plus
200.
220, Tigers plus 1,025 with the Yankees. I cannot believe the Yankees are that
Yeah.
high. The Phillies are 10
Mets are what,
50. What?
1100? What are the Mets,
The
Scotty?
Mets are
1100?
1,100. They're 11 to 1. Um, 110 to 1 is what they are. I'm sorry, 110 to 1. So the Astros are plus 1,200. Jays, same thing. Brewers, 1,500. Padres, 1,700. Mariners, 2 grand. Rangers, 3 grand. Red Sox, 3,400. And the Reds, how about this? 12,500. So listen, I don't believe for 1 minute, like, so the Yankees made all these moves at the deadline. They added 3 relievers to their, bullpen that already had
Yeah.
Williams and
Yeah.
Dreamweaver. Now they have
Yep.
Bednar. They got the guy Bird or whatever from Colorado. They
Yeah.
got 5 closers now, basically, in their bullpen. 5 guys that can close games. But I think that's why they're so high up. But in my opinion, obviously they're a wild card team. They're not in any way, shape, or form catching the Jays. I think the Jays are going to win the East. I think the Jays are better than the Yankees. I think the Jays have kicked the Yankees' ass when they played them this year. So
Yeah.
that's not happening. So it is unbelievable to me that they're uh, plus 1025, and then your Jays are 1200. That's amazing to me in itself. We've already seen them go, Mickey, to the World Series and get their ass pelted by the Dodgers. They
Last
got
kid. Yeah.
schooled.
And I was And I was going to ask something, Scott. Like you're take the team if you get there, and you won't, by the way, this year they will not. But if you do, and listen, I'm a huge Aaron Judge fan. He lives in my hood, But Scott, that dude, his nutsack shrinks into his abdomen every playoff, and I'm sorry, it's not good.
I've
It's
never
not
seen
good.
a guy have that many home runs and RBIs and on base percentage and slugging percentage, and then in October turn into a donut. I mean, this guy is over. He strikes out 5 times a game in October. He's
Scott, it's ridiculous,
he's
partner.
Houdini in October.
It it's ridiculous, Scott. I mean, it's out of
Listen,
control,
they're
bro.
not
It
better
is.
than the Tigers. They're not better than the Astros. They're not better than the Jays. And where I would put them, to be honest with you, is I'd put the Yankees with the Mariners at 2,000. That's where I'd put them.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually I agree with you. And here's the thing. Someone is going to have to come along in the playoffs and knock off the Dodgers. Now, you're going to need some serious pitching. I actually think a team like Texas might do some damage in the playoffs. They might. But right now,
I like
Scott, I
betting
don't know
on
who the
them.
fuck's going to beat the
I like
Dodgers.
betting on that team. And I go for it with them. I went for it with them last night, and they lost 6-0 on Friday, whatever it
Yeah.
was, Thursday night. And then,
Yeah.
but I still like betting on him. I still believe in DeGrom. I still believe in Uvalde. I still believe in
Totally.
that team.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what's funny.
And that gets you right. That gets you through the first two rounds of the playoffs if you can hit the ball at all, and they can. Yeah, I
They're
think they're pretty good.
3,000. I'll tell you this much. The other story is,
That's not bad money. You know what, dude? 3,000. I tell you what, I'll drop a grand for 30G, right?
yeah,
That's not
yeah.
bad, bro.
That's crazy. So
I would
one
do
other
it.
thing is that the Yankees apparently they got rid of Stroman the showman. He went out in his
Got him.
last start and won a game for him and pitched great, and then they got rid of him. Why do you think they got rid of him?
Because we're going to hear something. The moment I read that article, I thought to myself, this ain't all of it. Something, he pitched a good game, bro. Something had to happen.
I just,
What the fuck?
do you
What the
think
fuck?
that like because they'll put up with? So I like Jazz Chisholm. I think he's got great personality, and he's a
Yeah.
showboat and all the rest. He's cocky and he's different and irreverent. But I think that this other guy is the same way. But they like Jazz, and I don't think they actually liked Stroman.
I don't have a good answer for you. Although here's the one thing I will say: like he had a good last outing. I did not want him on the mound in the playoffs, but that's me.
Yeah, like so I gotta tell you that really freaked me out. Now I'm willing to give you the plays that I have drummed up
Oh,
for Saturday and Sunday.
oh, angelic music, go Scott. I've got a couple of plays for you too
All
over the
right,
weekend.
so
First up, Scotty.
here they are. I'm gonna start with these. You ready? All right,
Yeah,
for today, Saturday, and I got these lines when I mean literally right off of the grill. I got them when they were piping hot, right off of the grill. I got
yep,
Philly over Detroit. I'm taking Wheeler over Scooble at the bank. I'm
right.
taking the Phillies at that price because I think actually they can beat the Tigers and I think they can beat Scooble. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a great game. I like that price. Minus a buck 16, the early line that I got on the Phillies. I like the dog in Washington plus a buck 46 over Milwaukee in DC. And the reason I'm taking him is I like Irvin. I actually, I think he's going to beat Woodruff. Woodruff's 2-0. He's been great for the Brewers. There's no denying it. But I'm going to take Irvin. He's like 8-5. He's been decent for the Nats. I know they stink, but how about a little dog day afternoon with a buck 46? I'm going to go Boston minus a buck 12 with Bueller over Houston and Gordon today. And then Texas, I'm going again. DeGrom over Seattle. I like Texas at that price to win in T-Mobile in the Pacific Northwest. Give me the Rangers at that same price. I got the Phillies at minus a buck 16. And finally, I'm going to take the Reds plus a buck 10 in the Queen City at home at Great American over the bum Braves. I like Chase Burns over your boy Strider with his big legs. Give me the rookie Chase Burns at a buck 10. The Reds beat him on Friday. Let's beat him again today on Saturday. Now, without odds, because of, I blame this on United Airlines. Without odds,
It's not my
it's
fault.
their
It's their
fault.
fucking fault.
It's their fucking fault. But on
Yeah.
Sunday, I'm going no matter what. I'm going Toronto, the Basset Hound. Now, let me get this straight because I don't want to screw this up. Sunday, the Basset Hound at home over Lugo and Kansas City at the
Oh,
Rogers Center, aka Skydome. This one you won't see
wow.
coming. Minnesota over Cleveland at Progressive in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city. Woods Richardson over Cantillo. I like Woods Richardson. I know they've tore up the Twins, no more Correa. They got rid of all kinds of pitchers and everything else, but they didn't get rid of Woods Richardson. I'm going to take him, and I'll get money on that bet. I'll bet my life. Third on Sunday, the Yankees. Louis Heel is making his return to the Bombers in pinstripes. I got him winning in South Florida with all that gorgeous snatch over the Fish, the stinky Fish and Cabrera. Give me the Yankees to win in Miami. And then I'm taking Helen Keller. God, I thought they would have traded him, the Pirates. They kept him again.
I'm
So
stunned.
Helen Keller and
Yeah.
the Pirates win at Coors over Colorado, and Mookie Blaylock, the former Atlanta Hawk, of course, now pitching for the Rockies 25 years later. Give me Helen Keller and the Pirates on Sunday. And then finally, the White Sox and Sean Burke, the goalie. Sean Burke, the former Devil, Sean Burke and the White Sox over Kokainowitz and the Angels at the Big A in Anaheim. Give me a White Sox plus money dog fatty burger on Sunday afternoon for big plus money and a big massive erection. There is 10 plays for you. Like I was like
I love it.
the gift giving god of snags on
You have
profitable.tv.
rained down. I'm proud of you, partner. All right, look, I'm going to drop you two games. They're going to be Saturday
Great.
games, Scott. And the first one is I'm going to go to the Dodgers, and this is a pure AI play, right? Because we're going to go on the run line, and we're going to take Snell against Rasmussen, all right? And we're going to go with the Dodgers at plus 120 on the run line. Scott, our primary engine has that game at 1.71 run advantage for the Dodgers. The backup engines average 1.85 runs. So the moment I top over like 1.5, we know what the spread is. But if we're at 1.7, 1.8, those numbers are starting to look really beautiful. So we're going to take that game on the run line. I'm going to give you one other game, and this is an interesting one, and this won't be easy. This won't be easy. We're going to go with the Lynx, the best team
They
in the
are.
WNBA, and we're going to go against the Aces. Look, we're going to give 5.5 points. So this won't be easy because it's home with the Aces. But Scott,
You're
this
taking
team
them
is a
in Vegas,
juggernaut in the
laying
league
five.
in Vegas, giving 5.5. So I'm telling you right now, AI's got them on a primary engine at an 8.2 point victory. One of our backup engines, Scott, has it at 10.5 points. I'm telling you right now, I think that look, they went in, Scott, they ripped up the Liberty by 7 points, and they're going to rip up the Aces. Don't be faked out by the Aces, Scott. They're not that
Wow,
good.
that's the stones on this guy. Now, speaking of Las Vegas, let's talk about you're going to Chicago and then you're going
Yeah.
to
Yep.
Las Vegas. And as I
Yeah,
like to
I
say,
am,
Sin City,
brother.
to make it a hub, beautiful down in Las Vegas, baby. So you're going to Sin
Boom.
City after you go to Chicago. Now, I have lived
Right.
in both, and I
I
worked
know you
in both
have.
and lived in both. And I will say that when I lived in Chicago, what a great city it is. And I'll never forget when I lived in Wrigleyville, and I also lived in Printers Row down in the Loop, right by the Board of Trade, and down in the heart of downtown
Right.
Chicago. And you know, I got to tell you, when I lived in Wrigleyville, it was a lot different because in Wrigleyville, I actually came home one day and my girlfriend had, at the time, was throwing my clothes out the window on fire. They were all coming out, cascading down into the snow on fire. And I proceeded to leave, and she was mad because I was leaving to take a job in Sarasota doing the Sarah Sox play-by-play for the White Sox. So I had worked at Sports Channel, and I broke up with her, and I did it nasty, like on the phone. Listen, I'm leaving you. I'm gonna come home and grab my shit, and then I'm driving to Florida, and I took a job in Florida, and I'm not taking you with me because I really don't like you. And then when I drove up to get my shit, she had set it all on fire. I thought, that was a little bit of a problem. And then when I lived in Las Vegas, I lived there twice, and the second time I lived in Las Vegas, I lived in the Mandalay Bay where the fishes fly. So I did my show in the sports book every day, and they hired me to do my show live in front of people in the sports book. They gave
Yeah.
me carte blanche. They gave me all I had to do was sign for all food and booze. Everything was free. All meals free. All booze free. I never had to pay to go into the wave pool or to the naked beach, whatever they have there. I did
Sure.
everything you can imagine. I remember, and by the way, I lasted 1 year and they fired me. because I tore up that place
What?
like no other. I had a suite at the Mandalay Bay, and I remember specifically in that 1 year window, never sleeping once and doing all kinds of narcotics. Are we on the air?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't, Scotty, I'm so surprised by some of your recent health incidents because, I've known you a long time and you've lived a
Yeah.
clean life. So, shocking.
So, which
Really
one do
shocking.
you
Must be
think I was
genetics.
better suited for? Chicago, the tough, broad-shouldered city, the second city,
Right. Yeah.
or Sin City, which is no rules, no laws, no limits, no love lost, like this show. Now that we do Ferrall and a Prophet, there's no more shackles, irons,
No.
handcuffs, suits,
Yeah.
pussies, opinions.
Right.
Don't wear your clear glasses. This is
Right.
reflection. Or should I have lived in
Yeah.
Chicago, the tough? And by the way, the other job I had in Chicago, I think you should know about that. I used to work at a place called Blackie's on Polk. I was a bartender on Sundays, on Bears game day Sundays at Blackie's, and all I had to do was make drinks and pour beer, and the place was fucking packed to the gills with Bears fans. The ones that couldn't get in and the ones that could get into Soldier Field. So you either stayed at Blackie's for the whole game and got shit faced, or you drank at Blackie's, tailgate style before the game, and then went over to Soldier Field to the game. So I worked at Blackie's on Polk, and I would make $500 every Sunday of a home game pouring drinks at Blackie's.
Back
Not
then.
only that, but I would
Yeah.
fuck whores at Blackie's because all the chicks that drank there for the Bears games, the ones that stayed for the game or the ones that left for the game, they were all whores. And then when the game was over, they would come back to Blackie's and they would get inebriated and miss work on Monday. So they were willing to have sex with anyone on Sunday night.
Scotty, I am touched. So I'm going to finish this show up with two things real quick. Chicago, neutral. Las Vegas, thumbs up. But, gang, we are going to do something every show, whenever it's possible. We're going to announce the Dank Box Bitch of the absolute week. Conor McGregor, you lost your civil suit, and I think they took you for what? I don't know, hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever you like. You're a dank
Yeah, like
box
so he
bitch.
basically well, we had two of them. We had Shay Shay, who admitted basically that he did it by paying off the chick and
Yeah,
he settled with her, so he paid her off. So he
he's a dank
obviously,
box.
it would appear to me, allegedly, he did do the crime. That's
At least he's a dank box. He's definitely just for admitting, he settled. He's
so,
a
and I
dank
think
box.
Connor's a
I
dank
agree.
box for his multitude of arrests for beating people up and for sexual assault. He's had at least two sexual assaults with his curved dick, and he finally got pinched for the one. So that means when you lose the appeal on the rape charge, that means you're a rapist.
Yeah, and for me, he's a dank box because of the damn banana dick. Bro, I gotta go. I'm going back to Newark Airport tomorrow. I will probably
Honestly,
hang myself
that
if
is the
that flight
worst
gets fucked.
airport. I told you I don't even go there anymore. My choice is LaGuardia, although the
Painful.
traffic in leaving LaGuardia, you have to fly in at the right time because if you fly in the afternoon, you're fucked. It took me 3 hours to get back to
Fucked.
Manhattan, and it's only 20 minutes away. That is a cesspool traffic nightmare, that place. The other place, the Newark Liberty, just flat out sucks to begin with. Terrible airlines,
Yeah.
terrible runways that are always full, and there's never gates available when you land. So you'll land, and they'll make you sit on a tarmac for fucking an hour before you get a gate because they don't have enough people that they pay to manage the gates, and that includes the people doing the bags, the people opening the gate to, the door to the airport to get in and go to baggage claim. They just don't have the people or the ability
Say that.
to hire enough people to manage it. And then the other thing is, by the way, I did have, I wanted to say, at LaGuardia, one of the baggage guys definitely opened up my bag and definitely stole my caramel espresso edibles because I knew I put them specifically when you hide drugs, you hide them and know where they are, right? So I hid them in my dress shirt and I knew I put the bag of edibles in my dress shirt when I left Miami. And when I got home, my bag of caramel espresso edibles were gone. So for the guy that stole my shit at LaGuardia in the baggage area, I hope you fucking die.
And for me, I will be passing security with rectal gerbil pellets in my ass. Try and find
Listen,
them.
at least you don't have to take your fucking shoes off anymore at the TSA. Now, I have clear and everything else, but you no longer have to take off your shoes. And I think they no longer require you to have everything under 3 ounces of liquids. What I have had a problem with is convincing my son to not travel with 3 ounces of reefer on an airplane. He just flew home from London with a bunch of weed. I don't know how he does it, and I don't know how he doesn't get pinched. Every time I'm at the airport, I have a dog sniffing my asshole. Maybe that's because of my, 4 fistula
That's
surgeries, and I
totally
have a dank
that.
box
No,
smell in my asshole.
yeah,
I'm not sure, but I
no,
don't
that
travel with
that
with actual flour. I'll travel with edibles. I think people should be able to travel
yeah,
with edibles everywhere. I think you should be able to do edibles at
Scotty.
work. In fact, now that I'm never going to have another job because I don't want one, I just want to work with you on profitable.tv. I'm going to be worse than ever. My behavior is going to go to an all-time high, and it's never going to plateau. I'm going to keep going and striving to be more awful and more heinous and more filthy than ever before. In fact, I think this show is going to be way better than my show on the Howard Stern channels. I'm taking over the world with Mickey. My boy Mickey knows how to live large and roll large in first class over there at that shit cunt airport he's going to tomorrow to fly to that city with fucking broad shoulders. There's a lot of great restaurants in Chicago and a lot of even better in Vegas. I think you might actually have 1% body fat when you come home.
I'm going to conclude by saying I hope that dog that sniffed your ass sniffs mine tomorrow. Bye, Scott.